Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading for the week of Monday, September 18th through Sunday, September 24th. First off, thank you to everyone for subscribing. Thank you for commenting on all the videos. Thank you for sharing them. Thank you for your feedback. I do love hearing how the videos are assisting you with your journey. I love all the positive feedback. Speaking of positive feedback, there was someone, and I haven't had a chance to go find your comment, but you had commented, I think a few weeks ago, asking about making donations. And thank you so much. That's so very kind of you. I have finally created a donate button. It took a little time for me to get on PayPal and figure that out and put it on my webpage, but there is now a donate link on my webpage. It's on the home page as well as I believe it's the comment section, but definitely it's on the home page. So I will try to find your comment when I have a chance. Hopefully this weekend at some point I'll be able to find that, respond to you. But if you're listening to this reading, there is a donate button now. So I do appreciate that. That is very kind and gracious of you, and that would help get more decks. So thank you so much for that. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. So let's go ahead. Next week, this week that this reading is going to be covering, it's actually a pretty busy week, the 18th through the 24th. So we start off on Tuesday with National Talk Like a Pirate Day, which I think is pretty exciting. I was talking to a friend of mine today at work. He's really excited for it too. And then we roll into Wednesday with the new moon. We're going to be having a new moon in Virgo. I'm not going to go into any of the details. Key thing to remember with new moons is they're all about manifestation. So put out your intentions, put out the things that you want to manifest, you want to bring to fruition. Focus on those things. That's the day to do that. And the moons are always very strong for usually the first 24 to 48 hours. And this week's actually going to be pretty energetically intense anyhow. So go on ahead and use that opportunity to get your intentions out there. Now, okay, so for some of you might be interested. You may not make it on time with mailing, and you want to check to see if there are any local regulations in your area, but there are these things that they are lanterns, and you light them up, you illuminate them, and they float up into the sky, and they're called wishing lanterns is their name. So if you go to eBay, you can look up wishing lanterns, and they have all different shapes and sizes. But my cousin had introduced them to me when we were at the lake house in July, and they're amazing. So it happened to be at the time of a new moon. And so what I did with my wishing lanterns, I actually wrote my wishes, the things that I wanted to manifest on the lantern. And then we went outside and we all lit them, and they all took off into the sky, and it was beautiful to watch, but it was kind of a cool way to put together a list of things that I want to manifest and let go and let God take care of it. Watch it float off into the sky. So for some of you, you may be interested in doing something like that. Instead of just putting your list of manifestations on a piece of paper, see if you can get your hands on, and if not this month, maybe next month, a wishing lantern. So it's something kind of special to do for your wishes. Now, Thursday is Allie's second birthday. So although she's been in her terrible twos and likes to chat in all your videos, she's going to officially be 2 this week. Then Friday we are going to be having the autumn equinox. And then we round out the week with the 23rd, which is Saturday, and that is that Revelations 12 sign. I know I mentioned it in your astrological readings for the month. And, I know some people are really worried when they listen to those. The big thing with that day is, yes, we do have these signs in the sky. If you're not familiar, go to YouTube. There's tons of videos out there about it. It's the Revelations 12 sign. The big thing that the angels have told me and Jesus that they have come through and said is that is the day that the 144,000 they'll be finished. God and Jesus will be finished sealing the 144,000 by that day. Just check with them before starting to record this. They are still on track, on schedule to have the 144,000 sealed by that day. But that's it. I've had a lot of people that are worried, that are concerned, is that the day that there's going to be a rapture? Is that the day that there's going to be the splitting? That is not the day that that's going to be happening. That's just simply the day that there's going to be a sign in the heavens that things are going to start to happen. Changes are going to start to happen. And that is the day that by that point, the 144,000 will be sealed. Now, again, not anything to worry about, not anything to be afraid of. At some point, I'll do an educational video with a little more details about that. Because even like the rapture, I know a number of you had questions about that. The things that many Christians, the things that we're taught is that, you know, Christians, they're going to be raptured, they're going to be taken out. But that's not really how it works. Like in the Bible, it talks about as in the days of Noah, so shall be the coming of the Son of Man. And that's the time that the righteous are the ones that are left. The unrighteous are the ones that are taken away. But the way it's going to work is it's going to appear to everyone that there's going to be a split. But I'm not going to fill your video with that today. We will do an educational video at some point. But the big thing to remember is great things are about to happen. These are beautiful changes. Is it going to be chaotic? Yes, but it has been for a while. So, you know, we're getting used to this. There's been lots of chaos. But the changes are bringing about beautiful changes. They're bringing about positive things. It's good that we're going through these changes. To get to that 1,000-year millennium, you know, which is going to be a beautiful time, we have to go through changes, and that's all. But they are positive. They are good. They are bringing about positive things. So don't be afraid. And what? They're saying this has nothing to do with the 23rd of September. They're saying, and some of you, they're saying don't give up. You are almost there. You've worked very hard for this. Do not throw in the towel right now. You're at the 11th hour. This is not the point to give up. So hang in there. So many of you've been working very hard for things with work, with love. You've kind of lost your hope and faith, and many of you are contemplating giving up. They're saying don't give up. Don't give up. Don't lose your faith. So whomever that's applicable for, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I have prayed over the cards, shuffled them. I've asked that each of you receives at least one message. For those that are interested in the cards we're going to be using, I have Doreen Virtue's Angel Answer cards, as well as her Messages from Jesus cards. I have the Ask an Angel Oracle card deck. I have Angel Prayers by Kyle Gray. My Sabilas, Lenormands are ready to go. So let's go ahead and get started. And bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay, we're going to put these aside. We're going to come back to these later on. All right. Okay, so you have to have some patience with me. They're already chatting away. Okay, make sure you can see all of these. Perfect. Okay, so what we have is we have the situation, we have what has led to this situation, we have what is challenging and or what is blocking you, and then we have what is assisting you, what's helping you, and then across the top we have what are the recommendations, and these cards that we were putting off to the side, these are going to play in with your recommendations at some point, they're saying. So we will pull those when the time comes. Now, right off the bat, just looking at this, it's all cups, which is water, which is emotions. You have all these cups, and wands, which is fire. So fire and water. A lot of emotions, though. So cups are emotions, wands, fire, it's action, it's doing things. And there are 2 8s, and 8s just, you know, on their own, the 8s are all about, you know, infinity, infinite love, movement, action, rebirth, reevaluation, prosperity, discipline, drive, but also like good luck and success. And you have 2 8s, and 2 8s is indicative of, you know, letting you know that you will receive some news that's going to affect a relationship. And it also speaks about, you know, travel, giving you some peace of mind. Okay. So for many of you, something is about to occur this week that's going to affect your relationship. It's a relationship that's you're not together right now. Yeah, you're not together. Okay. So what we have for the situation, we have the Page of Cups. And this is all about, you know, the beginning of a relationship, particularly a romantic relationship, a spiritual relationship. It can also be indicative of like a new birth, but they're saying this is about a new start, a new birth, a new beginning in a romantic relationship, a very spiritually connected, so twin flame, soulmate. And the Page is a messenger. And Page of Cups is someone that's very sensitive, very open, very honest. This is all about heartfelt communication. You know, and it also talks about being open-minded, being open, being receptive to new opportunities so that we can receive them. And it reminds us to see how she's sitting in the water. Water's all about emotions, but she has just allowed herself to feel those emotions. This does remind us to allow ourselves to feel emotions, allow ourselves to be in those emotions, to feel them, to share them, to be loving, to be intimate. And intimate's not just sex. Intimate is true intimacy. Because you can have sex with anyone. That doesn't mean it's an intimate, deep connection. But to truly be intimate is to share your emotions. To allow yourself to fully be in your emotions, share your emotions, feel your emotions. Be open to your emotions. So for many of you, you have an opportunity to have a new beginning in love. It's with someone that you are not with. It is a divine relationship. It is very high nature. You do have an opportunity for a new start. But in order to have that new start, it does require you opening yourself up emotionally. It also is going to take some open communications. You see how you have the moon here? And it's actually interesting. We've got a full moon, a full moon, a full moon, and we also have a new moon. And the moon is all about, you know, things that are hidden, not really seeing things clear, not having the clarity that we need. So in order to have this new beginning in love, it does require clearing the air, getting the clarity, bringing things all out in the open, out into the light. You see that she's looking at this lily pad and it's illuminated. There are things that have not been brought to light, things that have not been shared. And for some, emotions that haven't been shared. And there's this little, if you can see this little dragonfly. Dragonflies represent, you know, self-realization, changing our perspectives, changing the way that we view things, stepping into a state of emotional maturity, and also understanding a deeper meaning of life. So for many of you, this new beginning in love, to get to this state, there has been a lot of growth, a lot of healing. And this was a relationship that was discarded at one point, which is why it is a change in perspective, because what we have that led up to it is we have the Ace of Wands. And this is all about, you know, a new adventure, a new opportunity, inspiration and growth and potential. It's all about, you know, really moving forward with that new opportunity, moving forward with ambition and excitement, confidence and enthusiasm, and releasing all of our fears, pushing all of our fears to the side, and just diving in and going for it. But you didn't go for it. You see all there's these like bubbles. Hopefully you can see it. There's all these bubbles. This was a gift. This was a blessed. This was a blessed relationship. This would have been successful. This was of a very high divine spiritual nature. But just as it started to move forward, someone popped your bubble. They burst your bubble. It didn't happen. Okay. So apologies. This was supposed to be a general reading. What they're saying, this is a reading for twin flames. They're pointing out the fire in the background, fire there. This is for twin flames. Okay. So this message is specifically for twin flames. So for everyone else, apologies, you're welcome to hang out for the rest of the time if you'd like. But these messages, okay, they're saying these messages are going to be specific just for twin flames. And that is because this is a pivotal week for some twin flames. So for everyone else, again, feel free to stay. But you are going to find these messages will be specific for twin flames, and come check back next week. And hopefully, you know, we never go according to my plan. It's always whatever they're wanting to talk about, and I never know what they're wanting to chat about until we get into it. But come back next week, and we'll have something for the general populace. Okay. So this is a twin flame situation. You had this potential start, and what has led to this state is this connection was not valued. Because if you look at this, you have this dragon, you have this staff, this wand, see this big diamond, and it's got all these diamonds, and it's all sparkly, so it's of great value. So you had the relationship, this person. So for many of you, this woman, or you were the woman, if it's divine feminine listening, this was a relationship to be treasured. Because what do dragons do? Dragons, they protect the castle. They protect the regal. They protect the royal. They protect the prize. And see how this dragon is all wrapped around? It's protecting the prize, the true gift. And dragons, you know, in Chinese symbolism, it is the most potent symbol of good luck, good fortune. It's all about new beginnings and successful new beginnings. So you had this new beginning, this new divine love with your twin flame. But your bubble was burst because it was not trusted. And by not trusted, you know, sometimes we'll have things like start to come together, and it's, you know, maybe we don't feel worthy of something like that. So and it may be subconscious, maybe subconsciously we don't feel worthy of that. So we'll push it away. We'll think that, okay, that you know, I'm not deserving of that. So we'll have this beautiful prize, and we'll push it away because it's like, no, it's not going to work. Or we think it's too good to be true. There is no way I've got something this good. We push it away. There's no way this can be successful. We push it away. And that is what has happened. It was pushed away. This relationship was the prize, was the gift, is divinely guarded, is divinely protected. But the bubble was burst. And see how she's alone. She's alone. She's in a state of lack of clarity. For some, when the bubble burst and the two went in separate directions, she was left wondering, what in the world just happened? And for some, because with twins, the sexual attraction is very strong, because there are things that are, when it comes to twins, that sexual energy, it is a very potent creative energy between twin flames. It also gets your kundalini going. When twins are intimate for the first time, it starts their kundalini. It's like an instantaneous kundalini rising for them. But because it is such a strong, which everything with twins is strong, but the sexual connection is so strong. And when twins they've been together, they've been intimate together, then they go their separate ways because they have to. That's part of the twin journey. You have to grow. You both have your own things that you have to learn, lessons you both have to learn. You both have to evolve. You both have to grow. You have to detach from people and situations and things that are not serving of you. And those are things you have to do separately. The bubble had to burst. That just has to happen with twins in order for the two of you to then be able to come back together. But for some, the masculine wasn't trusting it because he also just thought it was sex, because there's a strong sexual connection. After you also meet, okay, the other thing they're saying is after you meet, you also have telepathic communications. You also feel each other. So if one gets injured, the other will feel it. If one is sexually stimulated, the other one will feel it. Because the sexual connection is so strong, some of the masculine thought, okay, because this is a wand, it's a phallic thing. Some of the masculine thought, okay, this is just sex. There's nothing more than sex. But there was a lot more than that. He just wasn't seeing it. At that point, he wasn't able to see it. Because he didn't have the clarity that he needed, but he didn't have it for other reasons. Being pulled in other directions. Which explains the Eight of Cups. This is the card as to what is challenging you, what is blocking you. And it is Eight of Cups. You see how she's got her back and she's walking out of the water. And this is all about, sadness, heartbreak, abandoning our plans or something that we're comfortable with, something that we have done for years in order to find some deeper meaning, in order to change our lives, in order to better our lives. It's also, it speaks about being very weary, worn out, very tired with how things have gone. And because of that, being ready to leave the past in order to find something better, find something more fulfilling. See how the sun's rising on the other side of the hill? In order to have the sun finally rise, come out of this darkness, finally be able to transform, finally find fulfillment, happiness in the things that you're seeking. But it's also reluctance. See how she's just starting to walk out of the water? So what's challenging you is leaving this situation, leaving the past behind, leaving a past lover. You see how these are supposed to be cups, and they actually look like rings? If you can see this, these are your 8 cups. But the way they're reflecting on the water, they look like rings. So for many of you, what is blocking you, what is challenging you from finding the happiness, from having the sunrise, is letting an ex go, letting your partner go from the past. Not your twin, but some of you, it's a spouse. Some of you, they're saying it's not a spouse, but you have been in like a contractual agreement with them. Maybe you own properties together. Maybe you have a business together. Maybe you have investments together, but it's founded on love. There's a firm commitment, but there's also financial entanglements with each other. But you have feared letting that go. You have feared the change. You have feared releasing the past. Even as destructive and negative as it has been, because for many of you, they're saying you're not even with this person. It ended in arguments and anger. Some of you, you're not even having the communications that you need to have to end it. This can also speak about, fear of commitment, fear of true intimacy. Because you know how they were saying, again, there's this opportunity to have a new beginning with your twin. with your true other half. But in order to have that opportunity, you do need to allow yourself to sink into those emotions. And so for some of you, you're afraid of those emotions. What's blocking you is not allowing yourself to feel the emotions and have that true intimacy, that true connection. And also making the choice, they're saying. You have these two lily pads, and they're very predominant. See how they stand out on the card? For some, it's also making a choice to stay or go. To be single, to not be single. And although there's a woman depicted, they're saying this is a... They're saying predominantly for most of you, this is the divine masculine. What is blocking you is you are not allowing your ex to go. You're not releasing your ex. Ex-partner, ex-lover, there was an intimate connection with that person. Financial entanglement with that person. There's also been a lack of clarity with that person. It's as though you were in this relationship. You met your twin, you had this opportunity for a new beginning, you let her go because you thought, oh no, this can't be trusted. You move forward with your ex, reconnected with your ex, maybe renewed some vows with an ex, but that the ex was keeping things hidden from you as well. There's not clarity in that situation. And for some of you, the divine feminine, they're saying that what is challenging and blocking you is seeing that this opportunity, this connection with your twin, is seeing that if it's salvageable. Because, you know, she's walking away. So for many of you are thinking that, okay, this just isn't going to happen. It's not salvageable. I don't see this working out. So I'm having to make the choice to move forward. Now, as far as what's of assistance that is helping you, you have 8 of Wands. And this is all about quick, decisive, fast, rapid action, receiving some information, some news, some messages rapidly, quickly. That propels you forward into some action, propels you into completing something, completing a goal, completing a cycle, doing something. You see, you have these 8. You have these 8 unicorns, and they're driving very rapidly down the side of a mountain. But they're moving forward, they're not stopping their pace. They have all these clouds of dust and smoke, and everything's just flying around them. But they're moving forward quickly. Now, make sure we didn't knock this off the tripod. Okay. Now this is, again, about what is helping you. So for some of you, you haven't been taking any action, they're saying. So divine masculine, you have not been taking any action. You have not been having conversations with an ex to finally release that. You have not been taking action to finally walk away from that. You have not been taking actions to have conversation with your twin. To provide the clarity, to also get clarity, because there's always 2 sides to each story. There hasn't been any action being taken. They're saying it's as though you have done nothing with either of them. You have stagnated. You've allowed dust to gather beneath your feet. And so see, these horses, this dust is billowing up. So you are going to be receiving some information. For some of you, it's going to be like an epiphany that comes in that helps you really understand what this connection truly is, and it's going to help you see what this connection truly is, so you can finally make that decision. But it's going to be rapid, it's going to be swift. It's going to come in very, very quickly. And it's going to spur you into action, but that's what's helping you. That's what's assisting you. It's almost like for some of you, you're getting information about both simultaneously, that jolts you forward. You know how when somebody has a defibrillator and you get the defibrillator out and you have everyone clear and you put it on their chest and they jolt forward? It's like you're going to jolt forward. It's like you're going to have this bolt of lightning. Something is going to come in totally unexpectedly, and it is going to propel you forward. And that is it's going to also propel you forward in taking some action, doing something. That's the problem. There's been total stagnation. There hasn't been any movement forward, and because of that, she has pulled away. Because of it, there's been a lot of hateful, mean, cruel words that have been spoken between the person that you're trying to separate from. And you haven't wanted to deal with her, either one. But that's caused further complications. So the divine they're coming in to help provide some motivation. They're going to it always takes the right motivation, whatever method that is. They're going to be providing you some motivation to help move you forward and move you forward rapidly, and that is what is going to help you. Now at the top, as far as what's recommended, we have the Four of Cups, and this is about, indifference, apathy, boredom. See how she's also kind of like sad. She's not even paying attention. She has these 3 cups that are behind her, but she's just focused on this cup in front of her. She's withdrawn. She's pulled away. This is about withdrawing. It's particularly at a time of uncertainty when you don't have the clarity, because again, this moon is suspended above her. But she's just staring at this cup, and she's just twirling her hand around it. She's not paying attention to anything else that's going on behind her. What they're recommending is Divine Feminine. You have, they were saying faith, which is funny because that's all about faith. You've lost your faith. You've lost your hope. Because you've gotten to a state where you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is never going to happen. And many of you, they're saying, okay, so for many of you, this is those of you that are about to come back together. So kind of, if you look at it, there's multiple waves, multiple, phases. So this would be like that first big wave between now and the spring of 2018 that are going to be. And they're saying this time the timeline is not shifting. The timeline has shifted. The first big wave was supposed to be last fall, and it got shifted because of some things. But just like the ceiling, this has not been shifted. This is talking about that first big wave. Those of you that are in this first big wave, you know it. You have done your work. You have done your healing work. You're fully focused on your mission. That's what they're also saying is, see, she's just staring at this cup. So for many of you, you're just totally focused on your mission, and you have done well with surrendering and, okay, I'm going to let go and I'm going to let God. But you've let go so much, you've got your back totally turned on him. Because you're like, okay, I'm focused on work. I'm focused on moving. I'm focused on starting this new business, this new career. I'm focused on my friends and my family. I'm focused on me. And you're not really paying attention to anything else. But it's also because it's, it has been a time of uncertainty. You're just like, okay, I'm going to let go and I'm going to let you take care of this, God. But not seeing it. But what they're saying for most of you is they're congratulating you for staying in a state of faith, because you have continued to stay in a state of faith, even though there have been multiple times that you have wanted to walk away. You have considered walking away. Continue to stay in that state of faith. Because for some of you, they're saying that's why they were saying in the very beginning, don't give up yet. Because for some of you, you have stayed in this state of faith for so long. You have done your healing. You have focused on what you need to focus on. But now you've been in this state of just waiting, like, when's he going to return? When is this going to happen? And you know that we all have free will. So for some, you've been thinking, okay, well, maybe he's changed his free will. Maybe he's going off in a different direction, and I just didn't get the memo. Maybe that memo skipped over me, and I mean, there's a whole lot of lack of clarity. Maybe I just didn't get the message. So maybe it's really time for me to just fully move on in the Department of Love as well. But they're saying to not do that. They're also saying to open up, because he's coming back to apologize. Those of you that are first wavers, you're about to come into union. See how he's coming in her direction? He's coming in to communicate his, again, there's all this, the relationship has been surrounded by lack of clarity on both ends. There are things that both of you need to share. He's preparing to come in and apologize. He's preparing to come in and share his feelings, share his emotions. In order to heal and repair this relationship, you need to be open to that. Be open to receiving that when he comes in. Because again, remember the situation, it's about loving, emotional, heartfelt, honest communications that result in a new beginning in love. You're going to have this new beginning in love, but in order for it to take off, you do need to be open to receiving it. You need to be open to sharing your emotions and your feelings, no longer withdrawing, no longer turning your back on him. Because we all make mistakes. Every single one of us. Sometimes we make Texas big mistakes, because I'm that type of girl. If I'm going to mess up, I'm going to be all in. All in. Do it big. If you're going to do it, do it big or go home. We all make mistakes, every single one of us. So there were some things for some of you. There was a third-party situation going on. There are things that were not communicated with you about that. But things are not, it's not as bad as some of you think that it is. Some of you, because of your past experiences, the way you were raised, the things that you've experienced, that you have witnessed, you are assuming the worst. And you know, when we assume things, we make an ass out of you and me. Things aren't as bad as you think. Allow him to come in and communicate that. Allow yourself to be open to receiving that. Allow yourself to open up emotionally. Allow yourself to also hear him. Hear what he has to say. Do not close the door. Open the door when he comes. Because he's coming. And that's beautiful. Because this is the first time we've had this in long, long time. We have Knight of Cups. And the Knight, he is very chivalrous, he's sensitive, he's loving, he's strong, he's supportive. He really truly is that knight in shining armor. He comes to your rescue. He's holding his cup. He has roses all down his unicorn. He's very romantic. He will come in and sweep you off your feet. He's ruled by his heart, by his emotions. Now, the downside that you can look at, sometimes, you know, he could be fickle with his emotions. He's very, you know, he can be a dreamer, he can be prone to fantasy, he can be temperamental, overly sensitive, sometimes. But they're saying in this situation, he's ready to come and offer his cup. He's ready to come and offer his love. Apologize. Also, share his emotions. You know, see, he's got this cup. It's filled with water. It's filled with love. It's filled with emotions. You don't know how he feels about you. Now, again, these are cards that are recommendations. So, Divine Masculine. So, those of you that are in this big first wave, you are listening to this reading, and they are glad that you are. In order to heal this relationship and bring back this love that you are going to... They're saying for some of you, you have just recently, or you are about to in this very immediate future, because this is going to be a very, very powerful week. A lot of people are going to have some smack me in the face, knock me on my booty, and I'm going to scrape myself. I'm going to get a little carpet burn as I scrape across the floor. The aha epiphany is going to be that intense, almost like someone backhanded me and threw me 500 feet. It's going to be like a bolt of lightning coming down, and all of a sudden, in an instant, it all makes sense. And all this lack of clarity is gone. For a number of you, that's going to be this week. And all of a sudden, your perspective's going to change. You're going to see things for what they truly are. You're going to have the truth. You're going to have that clarity that you've been lacking, that you've been needing. Because for many of you, you're like, okay, well, I sense, I feel she's the one, but I don't know, is it too good to be true? And I have this other one, she still pulls me in. That's what I've always done. I don't, want to disappoint people and family and people connected to that. But there's been lies from that. She's been lying. And for those of you that, are opposite sex, this is your story, opposite sex, because there are some males that deep down are the divine feminine that have opened up first. There's same sex, there's role reversal, gender reversal, if it sounds like your situation is. But for many of you, your ex is a female and she's lying to you. So part of that epiphany is going to be tied to that. But you're going to be receiving this clarity that you need, and it's going to come in out of nowhere. It's going to knock you up off your feet, but it's going to make you open your eyes and see things for what they are. Really see what has meaning. Really see things true with clarity. And when you have that clarity, what's being recommended is that you go and you share your feelings, that you communicate your feelings, that you express your emotions. Because many of you have not wanted to allow yourself to feel emotions because the same thing, similar to her, you've had past experiences where you've been hurt. Where maybe the examples of love that you had as a child weren't true unconditional love. And with twins, this is a true unconditional love. No matter what you've done, she still loves you. Could have been not talking for months or years. Could have been the third party that you left her for someone else. But she still loves you unconditionally. The love doesn't ever go away between twins. It's there eternally. But in order to heal and repair this and have this come together, it does mean that you need to open up. Just like she needs to be open to receiving, to also reopening and sharing her emotions, you need to open up and share your emotions, period. Because for many of you, you've never told her how you feel about her. She has told you how she feels about you, but you have never told her that you love her. You have never told her that you care for her, which is why some she started to walk away and some she has walked away. But for a large number, she's been, particularly this wave that this is applicable for, she is at that point where she's seriously contemplating it. But that's because you have never said how you feel. The connection you feel with her, you think about her all the time. You feel a deep love for her. It makes no sense. Initially, you thought you were kind of crazy. How can you love someone that much that you don't even really know? But that's how it is. That's how it is with twins. You are each other's other half. She feels the same for you that you feel for her. She's communicated those feelings, but you have not. It has come to the time, what they're recommending is that you share those emotions, that you communicate that. For some of you, there are some apologies that need to be made. There are some things that need to be cleared up. Because again, this is a whole bunch of moon. There's so much stuff that's been hidden that has not been shared. Now, the beautiful thing, I mean, it's beautiful as it is, finally coming back together, but we have the overall energy is the star. And this is all about hope and faith and serenity and inspiration. And, eights can be about strength. Also like balancing our emotions. So twin flames are each other's other half. So they really are one soul. You have the masculine side, you have the feminine side. The romantic stories and movies are always about trying to find your other half. And the great tales of love are always, that was their other half. That was the great love. But that is twin flames. Twin flames are like an 8. They are each other's other half. They are also perfect balance. They are each other's equal. They are each other's, I don't know why my neighbor guy is here, but we're going to come back to this. Okay, so I am back. Apologies for that. I am going to have to do a little bit of editing, despite how much I dislike editing the videos, because it adds a bunch of time to it. I couldn't ignore him. He's like 6'4", and he was standing and staring at me through the glass door, so there was no way I could just ignore him and act like he wasn't there, because there's no ignoring him. But let's get back to where we were. We were on the star, and we were talking about how twin flames are the perfect balance of each other. They balance each other out. They are each other's other half. They are each other's perfect complement. Like if you're looking for someone who really will be like a perfect complement for you, someone like be the alpha couple, the power couple, that is twin flames. But they're in total balance of each other. You see how she has these two pitchers of water, and she's pouring one into the water, she's pouring one onto the arid dry land. It's about bringing our emotions back into balance. So for some, on both sides, she feels that he doesn't love her, he doesn't have the love for her. It's all dried up, dried land, because she's not hearing that. He is feeling that the love has dried up as well because of the things that have transpired, and for many he senses and feels that she has moved on, and for some that she's moved on with someone else. And the love is still there. The emotions are still there. Because water, again, is representative of emotions. Both from their own perspective think that it's dried up, but it's not. She's pouring emotions. She's pouring that on the dry land. So it's still there. It is about, though, bringing your emotions into balance. Again, this is the overall energy. So for both sides, bringing your emotions into balance. It's also about the clarity. She's got like this bead on her head. That's, you know, our intuition, our intuitive knowing, our third eye. Trusting what you're believing, having faith in what you're intuitively getting. And see how she's also dipping her toes? She's dipping her toes into the water. She's allowing herself to feel those emotions. She's not staying on the dry, arid land. She's allowing herself to start feeling the emotions. So again, overall energy, allow yourself to start feeling those emotions. Allow yourself, because once you dip your toe in, you'll find that you just want to dive in. But you have to, the first step is to dip your toe in, to try it out. Have that conversation. Share those emotions. It's interesting. There are 8 stars above her head, which would have 8, 8, 8, and 3 8s is all about, you know, out with the old, in with the new. It's also marriage. It can also speak of, you know, repeating patterns, repeating behaviors. It also is about, you know, this is a good time to make a commitment to change something for the better, change things to move toward a goal. It's interesting. That's funny. And this wand, there are 8 crystals, 8 stones, 8 gems. You got 2, 4, 6, 8. Which is 4 8s. So this change is going to happen very rapidly. It's going to be a very powerful and rapid positive change. That's what 4/8 is all about. The situation between the two of you is about to change. And again, for some of you, it's going to take a little bit at a time. This is for that big first wave, the big first group. And again, those of you that are in that, you have been at this place for a while. We talk many times about how when an aircraft is coming in and it's all turbulent, you think you're going to crash and die and go spiral into the ground, and the wings of the aircraft are tipping back and forth and back and forth, and then right when you come in before landing, the aircraft just kind of balances out, comes into balance. It's the turbulence stops. It kind of comes to a place of peace, calm. There's kind of like a little bit of stillness right before it touches down. So for those of you that are in this wave, Divine Feminine, you know that because you have been at that state of stillness, waiting. You're just waiting to bring in that aircraft, drop it in for a landing. You've just been waiting for things to fall into place. Anytime there's a lot of 8s, it really is all about everything falling into place, and to have this is going to fall into place, but it's going to happen very, very quickly. It's going to shock both of you how quickly it happens and how powerful and truly how positive it is. Because for masculine that are still afraid to make this change, you're about to receive some information that's going to spur you forward. They're encouraging you to not be afraid, because this is going to be positive. It is going to be successful. Okay, let's pull quick clarifiers on them very fast, and then we're going to pull these additional recommendations. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start here and we'll work our way around. So we have the Speranza. Hopefully you can see that. This is, the hoping, waiting, dreaming, apprehension. We have the Reunion. And then we have the Falsita. This is all about lies, hidden intention, deception. And again, this is on the Page of Cups. You are hopeful for a reunion. You would like to have a reunion. You are fearful that it is not going to happen. You are fearful also what is blocking the reunion. And they're saying that the final reunion, what is blocking the two of you coming together is the things that have been hidden in the past, the things that have not been shared in the past. You do have this opportunity. For some of you, it's again because of the things that are not known, the things that are not being shared. Now, for some of you, this is saying hopeful to have a reunion, but he reunited. He went back with someone else. He reunited with an ex-lover, ex-spouse, ex-partner. And that relationship was built on a faulty, false foundation. Dishonesty, lies. Now again, this is what has led to that. Okay, you have the Giovine Fanciulla. This is the attraction to a younger woman. And she's got her long blonde hair all braided and coiled up. She's got these roses behind her signifying love. You have the Domestico. And this is the servant, the helper, the employee, somebody that you collaborate with. And then you have the Fortuna. And this is, a fortunate event, something that's a blessing, something that's positive, something that's unexpected. This connection between the two of you was very fortunate. It was blessed. It was positive. And they're looking at each other. But you see how the cornucopia is tipped upside down? All the harvest, the blessings, they're all just being dumped out. You see there's these clouds. She's got these clouds. Again, clouds. Cloudy day, rainy day, lack of clarity. So because he did not understand, he did not value this connection. For some, he thought maybe it was just sex, too good to be true, whatever the reason, did not value it, dumped it out, and went into a different direction. And for some, he went to be with someone else because he wanted to be a helper to his other lover, because he didn't just leave for a business partner. It's someone that there is a romantic relationship. He thought it was true love. And a big reason he goes back to the other person is to help them, to assist them, to help them financially. It's almost like an indentured servitude or something, where it's like he owes her. So for some, you went back to an ex because she makes you feel like you owe her. Like, oh my gosh, I can't do this without your help. I need your help. Please be the knight in shining armor and come and rescue me. And not that that's a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. We all want someone to come and help us. But that was a cycle that's played out for way too long between those of you that they're speaking about. That was a karmic cycle that needed to be ended. But it wasn't. But that has your emotions and your kindness and your generosity has been played on far too long. Far too long. But because of that, you returned to an ex, you dumped out this blessed connection, you went back with someone else. So again, back at this opportunity. Now, what is blocking you? You have the female enemy, the woman who acts in secret. You have the man, the letterato, the man of letters. This is also speaks about discovery, finding things out, receiving information. And then you have the La Lucrezia. And it's, it's all about insensitivity and a lack of tact and irritability. And again, this is on the Eight of Cups, which is what is blocking you? What's challenging you? What's keeping you from this amazing love? I mean, this is an amazing love. This is what we all dream and hope for. Those of you listening to this, you have that. You have that. This is what everyone hopes for, longs for, prays for. You have that. You just have to reach out and just finally grab it. Why aren't you grabbing it? For many of you, you are not grabbing it because you have some evil, and not say evil, but she's not a good person. You have an ex. She's got a knife. She's got a mask. She has purposefully kept things hidden from you. See, she has cloaked in jealousy. So for some of you, green with envy, green with jealousy. So for some of you, it has been jealousy that brings you back. So for many, she has cheated on you numerous times, multiple times. For some of you, she cheats on you. She doesn't even tell you. She pulls you back in, making you think that, okay, this is a great love. I need your help. Let's make this work out. The whole time she has someone else. So the relationship with her has been filled with cheating, deception, lies, hidden intentions, and also anger. See how angry she is? And this is all about lack of tact, anger, hostilities. There's poppies in here. Poppies are something, the ending, the death. You'll be given poppies in remembrance of veterans, remembrance of people who have passed, ending, death, ending. What is blocking you? And again, this is lack, this is fear of moving forward, not moving forward, sadness, reluctant to walk away. What's holding you back from this love of a lifetime is you are not letting your ex go. You are not communicating with her that it is over, or him, depending on your situation. You're not communicating that it's over. Some of you are not communicating it's over because you've already had a lot of arguments and heated, painful words transpire between the two of you. You don't want to have more of that. And for some of you, it's just fearful. You're not wanting to finally end it once and for all. Like, no joke, close that, slap a bow on it, and call it done. You're fearful of doing that. So you're not communicating. You're not sharing those things. And for some of you, they're saying you have discovered the shenanigans she's been up to, the lies. I mean, look how he's just kind of staring forward like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe she could have done that to me. How could she do that to me? How? He's like surrounded by these books. Like you thought you knew her like a book. You could read her like a book. You thought she was honest. And now you're looking on like, dang, I just got played like a violin. I never thought she would do that. But it was a repeated cycle. And it does need to be ended. The fact that you have not ended this, and for some of you have not had the conversations with her, and for some of you, it's you still haven't signed settlement papers. You still have not signed divorce papers. There is something legally binding that you still have not signed that because, again, you're hesitant to move forward. You're hesitant to walk away. That's what's keeping you from being with the love of a lifetime. Eight of Wands, again, quick action, moving forward, like the most efficient way to get to your goal, to make things happen. You have Amore, love. And then you have the Ladro. And this is the Thief. This is, you know, the loss of our goods, the loss of money, the loss of things that we value, but someone robbing us, someone that's being fraudulent, someone that is stealing from us. And then the Morte, which is death, abandonment, completely detaching from a situation. Smoke and mirrors. See how these horses have like, it's dust, but kind of like smoke. You know, smoke just, when something's on fire and it kind of looks like there's a forest fire. It's almost like they are running from the forest fire. They're like, no, we are not going down with that. We need to get out of there. Smoke. They're surrounded by smoke. You see the Fortuna? This karmic wheel, but the closet almost kind of like looks like smoke. And it kind of looks like smoke. It's not up in the sky. It's not clouds in the sky. It could be like smoke coming from the chimney. Then you have smoke coming off that match. Smoke and mirrors. What is helping you? What is assisting you? Some information is going to come in very rapidly that is going to make you realize that things are not what they seem. The things that you thought about this person, so many of you, you thought that she, the person that many of you have went back to, you thought she was the love of a lifetime. And she was feeding you a bunch of lies. So what you thought was of value was not. And what's helping you is completely detaching from her, completely ending that, completely finally having the death, the ending of that. Finally seeing the truth. Like you're being told one thing, but you don't know what's going on for sure. And for some of you, you're refusing to see. You see how the cherub has his eyes covered? Many of you have refused to see the truth about her. and you've refused to see the truth about her. But this stampede, something is about to come in that's going to make you finally realize the one that you placed the value on was the wrong one, who was simply trying to hurt you. There was no true love. There was also a lying, stealing, like for money, financial means, financial purposes and reasons, like maybe luring you in with promises of love, but it was really to get your money. I need somebody to help me and pay my bills, and I will make you feel guilty if you do not. Whereas the one that you thought was going to hurt you is actually the one that you can count on. This is a help to you. So the help is going to be for you to finally see the truth, to finally turn your back on what you thought was love. The thing that you ended is actually the true love. But also what's helping you is some of you are going to be finding out some information. So for some of you, maybe you owned a business with this lover. For some of you, it's like an ex-lover. It's like the two of you aren't even talking right now because things went down really ugly. But it's almost like you're about to find out something that was fraudulent. Like maybe you had a business with her. Maybe she was stealing money. Maybe she was doing some shady scam behind your back, and you did not know that. And you're about to find out about that. And even see how he's staring forward like, what just happened? Looking at the casket and the coffin. So for some of you, you're about to discover how badly you were burnt. Like, again, I can't believe that she just did that and burnt me that way. And so for some of you, maybe it's something fraudulent. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want any legal proceedings coming after you or something. But you're about to find, just when you don't think that it could possibly get any worse than it has, it's about to. And you're going to go propelling down that hill, running from those flames. Finally ending that. That's going to be a help to you. And you're finally going to see the truth of things. Okay, that's 4 cups, Knight of Cups. Okay, so ladies, these are, again, what's recommended. I'm going to start moving these things out of the way. So what is recommended for you? You have the 4 of Cups. Okay, we're done with them. You have the present, and this is a present that's not selfish. It's a treasure. It's given selflessly. You have the Dattore. Could be doctor, but it could also be like anyone that's a professional, anyone, you know, with a degree, anyone that can assist you, anyone that can help you solve a problem, anyone that can help you fix, heal. And then you have the Viaggio, which is all about travel and traveling at a distance. So again, this is what's, let's move these two. Okay. So this is what is recommended this week. So ladies, again, this is all about withdrawing because you don't really know what's going on. Being totally focused on everything else. What is recommended is to not withdraw. To remember that this union, this connection, it is a gift. It is a blessing. Again, it's the true treasure. It's guarded. It's success. It's guaranteed success. It's good luck. It is a gift. It is a gift from God. If you can remember that this is a gift, and they're also saying open. See how this treasure chest? It's open. It's open for someone to take, to adorn themselves with the jewels. So in order to heal the relationship between the two of you, you need to open up. You need to give without expecting anything in return, selflessly, totally open yourself up, because by doing so, you'll be able to heal this situation and move forward. The two of you will be able to move forward together. And for some of you, another thing that will help you, because for some of you, you know, you've been totally focused on say, work. So for some of you, you've been putting it in. You've been working a lot. you need to start having some fun. Have some fun. Take a trip. Take a little weekend getaway. Because again, that's going to help. That's going to help the two of you. That's going to raise your vibration, raise your energy. Now, gentlemen, you have the Knight of Cups. It says again, communicate, share your emotions, tell her how you feel. And it's so funny because you're clarifiers. You have l'amante, that is the male lover, the l'amica, and this is the relationship that you can trust, someone you can trust. Because again, you are coming, for a number of you, you are coming out of a relationship, a situation with someone that you have not been able to trust. But that clarity is coming in for you. You know, the smoke and mirrors, seeing things for what they truly are, having a whole new perspective on things. Seeing that things that we thought were one way are actually the opposite. With your twin and with your ex. So for many of you that, you know, again, you let that go because you thought, okay, this is too good. Okay, I dropped the car and I'm gonna, let's see if I can get it with Allie sitting in my lap. Okay, we got it. So again, remember you let it go because you're like, okay, this is too good to be true. This is just sex. There's nothing more to this. But there is. And also, I can't trust that. I can't trust it. I can't trust her. But you can. And then we have the letter, the love letter, communications. So what they're recommending that you do this week is to open up your heart, to allow yourself to trust again, to also allow yourself to trust in this connection. Know that it can be counted on. Know that it is requited love. And communicate. And it's funny because on the bottom of the deck I kept laughing. I pointed out a couple times. The conversation. And this is positive conversation. There's no beat up curtains. Everything's not disheveled. They're all sitting down. They're talking peacefully. They're having a positive conversation. The conversation will be positive. But you have to have it. Okay, let's wrap this up real quick. With editing, I don't even know how long it's going to be. Okay, so we have, okay. Okay, so again, these are, you know, what's some additional recommendations, information they have for you. You have the inner voice. And at the bottom it says, thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. And you see how this spiritual character is like whispering in her ear. So a lot of you, you're getting a lot of intuitive information, nudges, hunches, thoughts, feelings, synchronicities, signs, but you're not really listening to it. You're wanting help, you're asking for help, you're praying for help. They're trying to bring you help. The angels are surrounding you, they're trying to assist you, but you're not trusting it. And you're not listening to it. And they're trying to bring you about love. See all these hearts? The hearts are all around. They're trying to bring you information about love. They're trying to bring you information about the love that is not meant for you, the thing that you need to let go of. They're trying to bring you information about the love that you're to move forward with. For those of you that are divine feminine, they're trying to bring you information about, you know, open your heart up for love, prepare for love. And trust what you're getting. Some of you aren't trusting it. So for some of you, you know, masculine, they were saying, trust it. You can count on this relationship. Trust this relationship. Feminine, for you to trust, because it, again, has taken so long that you're beginning to think, you know, maybe I heard wrong. Maybe that's not really what I was getting, but trust. Trust what you're receiving. Now the Earth Angel card, which is interesting because twin flames are earth angels. They're actually angelics incarnated. So they're angels in human bodies. So it's kind of funny that earth angel came up. At the bottom it says, thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. And this card is, you know, You're being thanked for being an earth angel, for helping people through your actions, through your thoughts, through the things that you do to assist others, help them, guide them. Both of you give to others all the time to help them. That's just what you do. When you look at, that's what twins are here to do. We're here to help humanity, and you have been doing that. But for some of you, the thing is, you're not giving for yourself. So in order to assist others, you know, our cup can't be empty. If our cup is completely empty, we don't have anything to offer anyone else. So at some point we have to sit down and really look at, okay, so in order for me to be of better service, how can I serve myself and take care of myself first so I can be able to provide the best service to others? And really look at it. What is it that you need? What is it that needs to be taken care of for you? So for some of you, they're saying particularly the divine masculine, the reason you have been having difficulties letting the past go, walking away from the situation, is because you feel as though others are counting on you, that they have expectations of you. You are fearful because you don't want to let them down. Because you truly, remember that card that was down here at the bottom, you truly do want to help. You do have a good heart. You are very loving. You are very kind and compassionate and giving. But you have been giving to a taker, and for some multiple takers, for a very long time. Your best interests are not at their heart. Part of what will help you free yourself from that situation is really looking at it and getting the true clarity. You know, what are you receiving? What are you receiving? If you haven't been receiving anything, and for many of you, you haven't for years, then it's time to free yourself of that. So they're encouraging you this week to take the time to really, you see how she's just staring intently at this globe? Really take a look at things this week. Really, really look at it. And look at how you are doing a disservice to yourself by thinking that you don't deserve better. And really, they're saying also, don't beat yourself up for that, which is interesting because this loved one in heaven card. Because for some of you, you see that this is not working for you. You see that you kind of have the short end of the stick. You're getting the raw deal. But you don't want to let people down. It's almost as though and it's not kids. It's not like you're going through a divorce and there's children. You're worried about not taking care of your children. It's maybe you got involved in a family business with your ex, and maybe you're really good friends with her brothers and sisters, and you don't want to disappoint them and let them down. So you're staying stuck in this loveless relationship where you're being used and lied to because you don't want to let people down, but you're letting yourself down. You need to take care of yourself first. And they're encouraging you this week to take the time to really look at stuff and look at, okay, so what do I do to now start taking care of me? Because I deserve to be taken care of. Because I'm amazing. And that's kind of what this card is reminding you of. You have this loved one in heaven, and it says, thank you, loved ones in heaven, for drawing close at this time. So you're praying for help. You see how she has her hands clutched? And she's kind of looking upward like, oh, dear Lord, please help me. I need some help. They're trying to help you. They really are. But let them help you. So for some of you, you know, you do have a loved one that's trying to help you. They're some of the people giving you the signs. They're also helping you remember, you're amazing. You're an earth angel. You're here. You're doing wonderful things. You're helping people. Help yourself. Start helping yourself. But they're trying to help you release the things that are holding you back. And they're wanting you to not feel bad, to not feel guilty for doing that. So the person, situation that you need to let go of, many of you have stayed in it because you have been guilted into staying in it. But there is no need for that. some of you, it's a grandma. So twin flames, earth angels, our family. They are angels in heaven, so you got this angel stand over. But some of you, you have a grandmother who's trying to help you on the other side. And grandma's like other people trying to give you signs, trying to free you from this, trying to get you to start looking at it and realize you deserve better. They're trying to break you free of it. They're trying to realize you've done nothing wrong. It is time to let it go. For some of you, they're also wanting you to remember that you're not alone. See, she's like by herself. She's up in the clouds, and she's just very intently praying. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Like, I feel so alone. I feel so alone. I feel kind of like you all have forgotten about me. You are not forgotten. You have a whole team assisting you and helping you. Remember that this week. And for some of you, they're saying that that guilt you have of disappointing or letting someone down, you're disappointed. You're afraid you're going to disappoint someone who's already passed on. So maybe you made a promise to the partner that they're trying to get you to release and walk away from. Maybe you made a promise to her dad or her mom, and they've already passed away. That, okay, I'll do everything to take care of them, even though it's not like some of you weren't even like. It's weird because it's like for many of you, you weren't even married, but you were married. Maybe for some of you were married before, but you were like bound in this contract. So maybe it's a promise you made to her dad or mom, and they're gone, and now you're like so feeling guilty, like, oh, I don't want to let them down. You're not going to let them down right now. They're saying you don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to feel bad. You're not letting anyone down. If there's anything that is causing frustration of them overhead watching you, it is that you are not taking care of yourself. You are not remembering that you are amazing and you deserve that. Okay. Now, we have the card Peace. You see how he has like this cross on his forehead. This is all really, it really is about, coming into peace. Because again, it's all about balance. We have to be in balance. In order to bring ourselves into balance, we do have to come to a state of peace, a state of quiet, a state of harmony. So for many of you, you feel like everything is totally out of balance because there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of things going on at once. You have all these changes going on at once. Life's busy. Multiple changes are happening. So for some of you, it just things are so chaotic and busy and out of control. You're having difficulty making the decision because, again, the challenge of what's blocking you is not moving forward, not letting go, not releasing the past, not allowing yourself to make the change, not releasing the old for the new. And a lot of it's surrounded because of not having the clarity. Well, in order to have the clarity, we need to be able to come in touch with ourselves. We can't listen to our intuition. We can't listen to that inner knowing. We can't listen to those things if everything's chaotic. So for a number of you, you're being encouraged this week to take time alone. So maybe you've jumped into other relationships, maybe you've jumped in multiple relationships, maybe you're just partying with your friends all the time, maybe you're working all the time. You're doing things to purposefully keeping yourself from going inward. And going inwards also, to hear the guidance, we have to be still. Because God speaks with a small, quiet voice. If you have a lot of chatter going on in your head, you're not going to be able to hear that. So they're encouraging you to take some time this week by yourself. Don't go out and party with friends. Don't throw yourself into working every day this week. Don't throw yourself into going out on multiple dates. Allow yourself to spend time alone. Go for walks in nature. Spend time outdoors. You can even go do workout, yoga. But spend time by yourself so you can listen to your inner knowing, so you can get the guidance, so that you can take those steps forward. Because also by quieting down and being able to, look for things, really see the truth, listen to what you're intuitively getting, for many of you, they're also giving you action steps to free yourself from this. Some of you, you feel like you're in bondage. You see, he has this crown of thorns on his head. You feel like you have been trapped in this prison. In order to free yourself from that, you have to listen to the guidance you're getting. You have to trust the guidance that you're getting. You have to take the actions that you're being guided to take. You can't do any of that if you're not taking a breather and taking some time for you. They're saying to stop avoiding. Stop avoiding the things that are going to turn your life around, that are going to get you out of this hell that you've created for yourself. It's just inner fears that are keeping you stuck. It's the worries that are running over in your head. And so for some of you, you're also under psychic. You see how he's got these, should be chest hair, but it looks like flames. Just more confirmation this is definitely all about twin flames. You know, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that by September 23rd this week, you know, Jesus had told me a while ago that the significance, because I, like many of you, I was like, man, this Revelations 12 sign, this is a really big deal, Lord. Like, you know, what's going on with that? Because it can be, you know, when you look at what's happening in the world, you're like, oh, is it really going to get bad? And I was told no, but that is the day. He told me no, but that is the day that I will have sealed I will have sealed all the 144,000 by them. The 144,000 are all twin flames. They're all twin flames. He has these flames coming up. Every single one of them. And he has the crown of thorns, like Jesus did. The thing with twin flames, the 144,000 twin flames, they're one soul. That means actually 288,000 physical bodies. They were here in the beginning, time of Noah, Adam and Eve, very early on. They were also here with Jesus when he walked here on earth. And all twin flames that are doing this mission are now back at the end. In the sealing, it's very interesting that he has this cross on his forehead. I'd had this dream that kept reoccurring a number of years ago, where I was like walking the street and people were pointing at me saying she's one of them. And there's this bright white cross illuminating from my forehead. And I'd had my very first Reiki session, oh, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. Now it's been a while. And in my first Reiki session, I had these two Reiki masters working on me. And they were both seeing similar things. And at the end, when they were done, I was like, oh, do you mind if I use the ladies' room? And they're like, yeah, go for it. Oh, we're going to need a break. Oh, that was intense. But what they told me is they're like, we've not had something like that happen. That's very interesting. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? Oh, man, I'm really messed up. And what they said is during the session, I had Jesus on one side of me and Mother Mary on the other side of me the entire time. And also the entire time, Archangel Michael stood behind me in like this protective stance the entire time. And they said when they got started, one was at my head, one was at my feet. They both saw the exact same images happen at the same time. They saw a white cross illuminate on my forehead. Then they saw a white cross start to come out of my chest where your heart chakra is. And they watched this bright white light come up from out of my chest, and it turned into a white cross that was like suspended behind me above my head, right behind where Jesus and Mother Mary were standing, and it was there the whole time. And so she was telling me, I don't know what's going on, but you need to look up Christ consciousness. But it made sense with the dream, because in the dream it was the white cross on the forehead. Twin flames, you all are marked with a cross on your forehead. Now, the thing to keep in mind with that, when we, be it twin flames or even light workers, when we are about to, and apologies for this being a long video, you'll get to break it up. Hopefully this will help some of you though. When we are about to cross over a threshold, when we are about to advance to a whole new level, particularly as twins, we are here to serve humanity. We are here to help them heal. We are here to help them grow. We are here to help them awaken. We are here to help them transition to the new earth so they are not left behind. We are here to spread love. Now, we do get to have this amazing love of a lifetime. We do get to have beautiful life together, enjoy life's adventures, but it's about service. And because it is so important at this time, and because it is a spiritual war, it really is a war between light and dark, good and evil. The spiritual war it's legit, it's true. I talk to shaman friends and people all the time that, you know, they aren't Christians, they don't have religious upbringing, but even they're like, there is definitely a spiritual war going on. They see demonic things, they have to do depossessions all the time. It is no joke. For many of you, you have been under spiritual attack. The reason you have been under spiritual attack is because you are here to do amazing things. You are here to do so much for thousands of people. Many of you don't yet even realize the power that you hold. You have been sent here with some tremendous divine gifts. Many of you, you're still in the early stages of them opening up. But they'll blow your mind. These gifts that you have to help humanity. But the dark does not want you to use those gifts. The dark doesn't want you to help people. The dark doesn't want people going to the new earth. They don't want them ascending. So they are trying to stop you from doing what you are here to do. So for some of you, to make it not sound totally spiritual out there, you are having physical things happen. So for some of you, you feel you're intuitively getting something and you're physically seeing something completely different. You're like, this makes no sense. Or even physical things. You know, you're walking down the stairs and all of a sudden it's like someone comes up behind you and shoves you and you fall down the last few stairs. Or you feel like someone, like, you know, you're walking, all of a sudden this rug slips out from under your feet physically and you fall to the floor and you're like, man, it was like somebody pulled the rug. Or maybe you're washing dishes and all of a sudden a glass falls into the sink and breaks and cuts your hand. And you feel like someone shoved the glass in there on purpose to cut you. Or you had a knife slip and cut you while you were preparing your vegetables. Like someone purposefully moved the knife and purposefully jabbed you. That is the dark doing these things to you. You are under psychic attack. It's not anything to fear. You are protected. The thing that you need to remember, and actually you should look at it like a positive thing, because those of you that are getting attacked a lot right now, it's very likely you are in this first wave that's coming into union. They are trying to stop you from coming into union, which is why they're doing those things. They don't want you coming into union. They do not want you stepping into your power, because especially when the two of you come into union, your power magnifies even more. It's like you set out this beam of light to help people. The dark does not want that. And you are on the peak point where you are about to come into union. Those of you in this first wave, it's about to happen. You are in the final days before it's going to happen. They're trying to stop that from happening, which is why they're trying to make some of you lose your faith. They're trying to make you think it's not going to work out. They're trying to make you move on because they don't want this to happen. For others of you, they're physically attacking you. You're physically having these weird things happen that just can't be explained because, again, they do not want you to come into union. It's a good thing. It's about to happen. What you need to do, though, is you need to ask for protection. Every day, ask God, Jesus, and Archangel Michael to protect you. Every day. Cleanse your home, smudge your home. Something else that can be done. You see how he's got this cross on his forehead? When I am doing healing sessions, and I know that there's going to be something dark, like I did a healing session last weekend, and I knew it was going to be interesting because Archangel Michael came in and told me that I needed to go get my frankincense. And I have this like $150 crazy bottle, but it's sacred frankincense. And but you can use any frankincense. You can go to your local Whole Foods, get a bottle of frankincense for 15, 20 bucks. It will do the same thing. You know, there are reasons that frankincense was offered when Jesus was born. It is powerful. But I always know something's about to happen when they want me to get my frankincense. And I get my frankincense and I put it on my forehead in a cross. So I ask for protection. God, Jesus, Archangel Michael, protect me. I do Father, Son, Holy Spirit, put a cross on my forehead. And then I had sat down to do that healing session. And sure enough, there were these two demonic things that had to be removed from this person. So for some of you, get some frankincense. Use some frankincense. You can put it in a diffuser. You can put it on your skin. You can put it on your forehead if you want. Just use it however you're guided to, because we're all guided to do different things. But frankincense is good at protecting you. Another thing that you can do for protection, I will post it to my Facebook. There is, particularly for twins, when we're at this final stage and we're coming under a lot of psychic attack, we kind of need to amp that protection up a little bit. There is this platinum shield statement, and I will post it to my Facebook. Now it might take me a day or two, but at some point this weekend I will type it up and I will post it as a JPEG on my Facebook page for all of you to use. Essentially, it's kind of like could be compared to like the armor of God. It is a shield. It is a shield that's provided. The platinum shield is provided to you by God to protect yourself. So I will post that. So those of you that are under psychic attack, start doing these things to protect yourselves. It's going to help you physically. It's going to help you emotionally. It will help you come into a place of peace. You won't feel like things are fiery, or you won't feel like you're being attacked anymore. And last, we have knock and it shall be opened unto you. Matthew 7:7. So girls, I hope you guys can see those. Now they were saying earlier, treasure chest, allow it to be open. Allow it to be open so that when he comes, he can receive that. He can receive the treasure. He can receive the gifts. And masculine, in order for this to come together, it requires, moving forward, communicating, offering your cup, expressing your emotions. This door to a new opportunity for the two of you to begin new together, to finally return home. You see, he's knocking on the door of home. Return to home. You both have arrived at the doorstep of your home, what is truly your divine home, your true divine other half counterpart, ready for this new opportunity, this new beginning, for this door to open with this new opportunity. Divine masculine, you have to knock on the door. You have to take those action steps. You have to, for some of you, you're going to have to travel and see her, because many of you don't live near each other. You're going to have to travel and see her. You're going to have to swing up off your horse, and you're going to have to knock on the door. The door will open, and it will open quickly, but you have to knock. You have to do something. In Divine Feminine, you need to be ready to receive. And when you look energetically, you can even look at our anatomy, the way it works. The man gives, the woman receives. Again, twin flames, you perfect complements of each other. You need to be ready to receive him. You have this new opportunity. When he comes knocking, you need to be ready to open the door and allow him in. And it will be beautiful, and it will move forward. And many of you, they're saying for many of you, there's going to be that thing that's helping you, that aha, that epiphany stuff that's going to be coming in. So, and your door's going to be opening in the very immediate future. So hopefully that helps all of you. Again, I know it's long. I know they had a lot to say, but I do hope that it helps you. You are almost there, and you will find that it is totally worth it. All this stuff that you've been through, all these thorny crowns and flames that you've had to put out, and these issues you've had to deal with, it's worth it, and you'll see that. So hopefully this helps. I do wish you all an amazing week filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings. Hey girls, so since we're already going to have to edit, and I realized when I was cleaning up the cards, I forgot to pull your angel answer cards. So here we go. We're going to have the Yorkies help unveil it. Are you ready? Okay, think of a question. And it's funny, you know how I was talking about psychic attack? Apparently the dark does not want me to get these messages out to you, twins. So that is more confirmation for you that you need to have faith. So think of your question. You ready? Let's see what you've got. Big happy changes. Okay, so let me get the book. will read that real quick. And I don't have my mic on right now, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Let's see. Flip that around. Okay. Big happy changes. Big positive changes are coming into your life. You may find yourself on a new career path, entering a new relationship, or moving into a new home or city. Embrace these exciting events knowing that your angels will be beside you all the way. What you are asking about may require you to take leaps of faith that seem frightening or beyond your ability. Trust that the opportunities before you are meant to bring you happiness. These options would not have presented themselves unless you were ready for them. Release your fears and follow your heart. Boom. So, hopefully that helps all of you. Thank you for your patience with all the editing and the noisy little Yorkies and the long video. I wish you all an amazing week.